Hey, come on, folks. Okay, anyway. Welcome. I was gonna cuss. I won't do that yet. But hello, everyone. My name is Melissa, and I am going to kick things off. I am actually the founder, or more affectionately known as the grandmother of the team, because I am the one who's been doing this the longest. I have been a coach for 11 plus years. And you know, when you have children, if you have children, how fast they grow up. Well, your business grows up really fast as well, because 11 years ago, I would not believe where I am today. And not only that, but the time flew. You know, time passes anyway. So to decide to do something that allows me to be able to help so many women like these three here is mind-blowing. So where do you want to see yourself in 10 years from now? Now, there's rules tonight, since there are four of us, and these girls don't even know the rules, but there's rules. Because especially the one, we look like the Brady Bunch, but the one to my lower left, Miss Lauren Fitzgerald, our doctor in the house. So what's going to happen is we each have 15 minutes. And if any of us, and this one will be the one that you will see the other three of us, we're going to start going like this at the 15-minute mark. You're out of time. So we promise to respect your time, and we will throw our hands up in the air like we just don't care if the other one starts to, I said other one. Yeah, other one starts to talk for a really long time. I mean, she'll captivate you, but we're really trying to respect your time. And she's the last one to go, so she actually can have the floor. But I want to start off by just sharing with you a little bit. I'm going to go way back. It sounds like that music, you know, from a sitcom or a reality show needs to come on, talking about me as a kid. So my father served in the military, and being September 11th, he served. So we need to honor all that served. But he served in the military, and he served in Vietnam and was exposed to Agent Orange, which gave me severe birth defects in my feet. So as a little kid, I was just instantly brought into this world and raised to be really shy, introverted. And I like to just say, because it's just the facts, I was very socially awkward all throughout growing up, because my father passed away when I was 5 years old, and he was the man that taught me to fight and to be okay with who I was, but he passed away. And so my mom, who was very struck by the death of my father, of course, kind of went into a little bit of a depression, held me tight, and taught me how to hide from social situations instead of learning to stick up for myself. So growing up was very difficult for me. And when I tell you, and I was on a couple calls today with some of my coaches, and they're like, you're really not as introverted as you think you are. And I'm like, oh, wait, wait until we meet in person. You'll be like, okay, you are weird. You are socially awkward. I've gotten very comfortable in front of the camera. I've been doing this a long time. I can talk to the little green light that we were just talking about, right, ladies? It's easy to talk to a camera. It's hard to talk to people. But just very uncomfortable in my own skin, and but fell in love with the health and fitness, and feeling good in my own skin, taking care of myself. And it led me to become a group exercise instructor. And I was that for a little while, and the coaching opportunity was presented to me. And I'm going to be honest with you, the reason I decided to become a coach wasn't because I wanted anything on a bigger scale. It was because the few friends that I had were becoming coaches. And so that community was important to me. And I'm like, well, if they're going to do it, I want to do it too, because I want to remain friends with them. I want to be a part of whatever they're doing. And so I became a coach for that reason. So first and foremost, if you're like me and you're an introvert and you're nervous that this is something that you can't do, because yes, Deanna, because you think that you have to be extremely extroverted, you don't have to be. In fact, when I started this business, I had 200 friends on Facebook, and that was it. And I don't think I knew any of those 200 people, to be honest with you. I accidentally became friends with them. You know, when you sign up with a Facebook account and you're like friend request, because they give you all these suggestions, that was me. So I started with nothing. And now I've got a platform of, 500,000 people just being authentically me. but becoming a coach allowed me to take care of myself in a way that I never thought was possible. I was the kind of person, because I worked at gyms, that I thought I had to live in a gym, that if you didn't work out for 2 hours at the gym, then you were wasting your time and you weren't going to change how you looked and felt. And what I thought was nutrition has completely flip-flopped. And so now I use Beachbody as a partner to give me the tools to have this platform to help women all over the world. All over the world. I mean, Beachbody is in the United States, Deanna's in Canada. We've got Lauren in Chicago, and we've got Stephanie in California, but we have the top coach in the UK as a part of our team. Deanna's one of the top coaches in Canada, and we're opening up early next year in France and Spain. And I do believe the beautiful country of Australia is about to be announced as well. So much opportunity for me to help people all over the world. So here I was stuck in this gym helping the same 40, 50, 60 people. And I love doing that. But to be given the platform to use social media to get to know people, find out what their need is, and hopefully I have a solution that helps them, was music to my ears. And so I started for the community. I started running these online accountability groups where I would get just a few select women together, and we would honor each other's commitment to show up every single day, do these workouts, supplement where we needed, clean up our nutrition, hold each other accountable, celebrate each other when there was something good that happened, non-scale victory or scale victory. And because of that, my little team started to grow. And I went from, my 2 coaches early on to, thousands and thousands and thousands of coaches now. And my reason for doing it got bigger. The fire in my belly just grew, because I was like, wow, what a great thing for me. What got me up in the morning was passion I didn't even know that I had. I mean, raising my 2 babies was a really big deal. Very proud of that. They're good humans. But having a passion outside of being a mom was important to me. And I really felt like I was making a difference. And so the business started to grow, and it started to grow. And my husband always had a great job. He loved what he did. So I thought, because he was in the car industry and he loves cars. And there came a point that my income started to grow so much that I was like, wow, I can really help with the bills. I can take some stress off. He worked 6 to 7 days a week. If you're in the car industry or somebody who is, you can relate to that. But I thought he loved it. He was management. So he was there, he opened the doors, and he had to lock the doors. So he was there from sun up to 11 o'clock at night. And I took him for a walk, and I said, hey, there's a chance that I might be able to retire you, honestly thinking that he would say, I love what I do. Now I'm going to tear up. And that was the first time that I ever saw, and he ever shared with me how much he hated what he did. It's actually a very abusive environment. And I didn't know this, because they browbeat you to death and scare you and belittle you to make you sell. He hated it. And so I wasn't making quite enough money at that point, but I had a new why. I wanted to retire him. So I really focused. Instead of scrolling social media, I really focused my time. I didn't work any longer. I just worked harder, and was able within about 6 months to meet what he needed me to meet to retire. So within 3 years of being a coach, we were able to retire him completely. We were able to hit the million club with Beachbody. And now that we're 11 years in, we've made well over $11 million doing this business. So not only did it help me get him out of a job that he hated, but it's helped me pave the way for many women that are making 6 and 7 figure businesses. It's created a legacy for my kids. They're all coaches. I have 3 kids. I have 2 that I birthed, and then I have 1 through marriage, but she's just as important to me as the other 2. And she is working it. Normally she's on these calls because she's my little millennial that's doing very well in this business, and supporting my son right now, which is amazing. And the community that I have, these 3 women inspire me every single day, get me out of bed, keep me going. I always share that if I wanted to, I could probably pull back a little and relax because I've worked so hard for a decade. All of those are proof that I worked really hard. But I'm not done because there's women like you guys out there that are looking for something that first and foremost holds you accountable and committed to taking care of yourself, because that's the most important thing you'll do as a coach is lead by example. You know that Beachbody has the best workout programs. Ask anybody. True story. Today, a guy came to fix our washing machine and he asked what we did for a living, and which is weird, but he asked what we did for a living because we have a little fancy car outside. And my husband said Beachbody. He's like, I've been doing Beachbody for years. And he pulled up a picture of when he did P90X and the man was ripped, and he's not anymore. He's like, I got to get back to this person. But everybody knows about Beachbody. Everybody's done the workouts. It's a household name. The programs work. They're amazing. We've got Dr. Lauren here. Maybe she'll touch on it if she has enough time to share with you the supplementation and how it's the best out there. And you could use it and share it with pride because there's no shortcuts taken. The community is amazing. And the fact that you take care of yourself, you believe in what you do, you share your journey on social media, you invite other people to lock arms with you to do it together, and you help them see results. And that's literally all that you have to do as a coach. So if you're looking for something that first and foremost helps you learn to take care of yourself and to love yourself and to honor yourself, up here too, we work on personal development. We help you with your fitness and your nutrition and your mindset and all that stuff. And you also have a heart for helping other people. And it's really important to you that you leave your mark on the world by making a difference in other people's lives. Then this is for you. And I love every minute of it. I have bad days. We all have bad days. But out of the thousands and thousands of days that I've done this, it's less than 1%. Every day I wake up so excited to do what I get to do. And it even comes down to doing something like this. I got 3 more minutes. I'm watching, ladies, that I get the opportunity and I get to invite these 3 ladies to share this. So if you're thinking, don't worry, we've got your back. You will be in this for yourself, but never by yourself. Something like this. You're like, hey, I want to give this a try. These women seem really cool. I want to take better care of myself. I'd love to help other people along my journey. Guess what? We do things like this so that we do the heavy lifting for you until you find the confidence and you have the story of your own to share with other people. So we've got you. We are a very strong community. We're a very successful community. And we're just looking for some very special people to continue to grow, to take this ripple effect to the next level. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it to Deanna. She's an amazing woman that has been in my downline for a very long time. And like I said, one of the most successful coaches in Canada. And because of our interesting back office, it's really hard to see, who is way, way down there. But I finally was introduced to Deanna. I was like, oh my gosh. What a blessing. And ever since then, I haven't been able to let her go because she is a wealth of knowledge and she's incredibly inspiring. She's so creative. And there are very few people that I have met that have taken better care of their teams than she has. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it to her and let you get to experience the wonderfulness that's Deanna.
Well, thank you for that intro. Never did I ever in my life think I would be following Melissa McAllister in like an opportunity webinar. Like, this blows my mind. I've been doing this for 4.5 years and I have looked up to her from probably day 5. I wish I would have known she existed when I was looking into Beachbody coaching, so I would have had that secure mentor. But I'm here to tell you that you don't need to have an uber successful aligning yourself with an awesome team like this one is a really good idea. But if you find yourself not having a successful team, that's on you. Like, your success is up to you 100%. I will say that from the get-go. I'm kind of like a tough love person, but to be here tonight, super honored. I'll keep an eye on the time as well. And just going to share where I came from, why I'm still here kind of thing and what has happened in my life. I don't really have a rock bottom moment, a like sad story to tell. By all means, I am not a fitness professional. I'm not a nutritionist. Like, I have no right to be successful in this. I come from a town, we don't even have a four-way stop. We have no stoplights. Like, there is nothing that says I would have been successful at this except my decision on day one when I signed up, saying, if I'm going to put my life out there on social media and in this town, everyone knows your business without even you putting it on social media, I'm going to go all in on this and not giving up. So I knew from day one, signing up with this, that I would eventually be a full-time coach. It was 100% my vision from the first day, knowing that it would take a few years to make that happen. I wasn't very patient with it, and my husband had to put up with a lot of soaking, but I did make it happen. So let's rewind a little bit to go back to like where I started. I had always been athletic growing up, like captain of the soccer team, always winning like long distance races, that kind of thing. So I just loved being athletic. It was just something that was in me. And then went overseas to Korea for a year to teach. And I ate and drank my way through Southeast Asia and had the time of my life. I have zero regrets. But I came home and I was in a wedding. And, sorry. I came home, was in a wedding, and had put on 30 pounds. And I was just like, Deanna, where did you go? Like, I didn't recognize that person. And I know I don't have like a huge weight loss story, but I don't think you need to have one to lose sight of who you are and that feeling of, I could go out and run 5K, no problem. And now it was like, I couldn't even run 1 kilometer. So what I did, I just started running because I had never paid for fitness in my life. So I just hit the pavement, laced up, started running. I quickly lost 15 pounds by not eating enough and running. So cardio, not eating enough. I had no idea what I was doing. I just had this vision and focus of losing 30 pounds. I am super competitive with myself. Like, I will always level myself up and push myself to be like next level kind of thing. But then it was 2015, January. And as we all have those like New Year's resolutions, right? I just decided it was going to be my year. I didn't really know what that meant at the time, but I just told myself something about 2015 was going to be all about me. So I was getting married that summer, and I live on the East Coast of Canada. So we had plenty of snow days here. So I was off work one day. I worked in agricultural insurance, which comes with stressful deadlines and a lot of money involved. So it was a snow day, which I was thankful for because I hated my job. And I happened to see that you could buy this new Beachbody program. I had always pirated Beachbody programs before, just downloaded them, did them at home. Like, I've always been an at-home fitness person. Like I said, have never paid for fitness, have never had a gym membership. And then was looking to download their newest program and saw that there was one called 21 Day Fix. I'm sure you have heard of it before, or if you haven't, I don't know where you've been for the last 5 years, but I was like, okay, maybe this time I'll buy something and then I'll get these containers. This shake sounds good. I have no idea. I'm not a shake person, but I'm going to do this. At the same time, I saw you could get paid to help your friends and family like sign up with the same thing. You could become a coach. And I was like, well, that sounds cool. So that's what I'm going to do. So I talked to my husband about it, talked to my mom about it, signed up as a coach, and got some friends and family on board. Quickly started making money. And I'm not saying that's the way it happens, but it was just like this organic thing where I was stoked to, number one, make money. Number two, to lose the last 15 pounds I was trying to lose for 2 years, couldn't figure out how. And then in those first 21 days, I lost 8 pounds and 9 inches. And like, we'll never forget that, because I often tell the story of, just, this might be TMI, but like being in the shower and like my love handles were gone. And I was just like, I have been trying to lose these for 2 years and it's been 3 weeks. And so from then on, for the last 4.5 years, I have been screaming from the rooftops about everything Beachbody because I believe in it so much. Like, it has just made me level up in every single area of my life. Sharing on social media for me is therapeutic now. Like I was thinking about deleting Facebook because I just saw it as a negative thing and people gossiping and just sharing their highlight reels. But then I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to be me from day one. And I started posting. I would post 5 to 7 times a day 4 years ago. That's what we were told to do. Now it's like once a day doing your stories. And I really held back on doing Instagram stories because I didn't want to be on my phone all the time. But now people are messaging me and it's like, I love watching your stories every day. And right now in my life, I quit my full-time job, which is amazing. And I have an 18-month-old son, Luke, and I get to be home with him full time. And he's actually screaming upstairs. He just got his needles today and he's super not himself. But I get to be home with him every single day and not have to go to a job I hate. And like thinking back almost 5 years ago, that is all I wanted. Not really to be the mom thing, but I wanted to design my day. And that doesn't have to be your goal when you start at this. And it never has to be, but like maybe you want to take your family on vacation or pay off debt or just fill up a gas tank. Like that was number one. My goal in the beginning was not to have to ask my fiance at the time, is it okay if I put gas in the car today? Like it just those tiny little things. And right now he's only working part-time. So we're like a full-time family right now, which is insane to me. No, I don't make millions of dollars, but you don't need to make millions of dollars to be extremely satisfied in your life. Like we are just content, happy people. And that's all I've ever wanted in my life. So Beachbody has changed everything. And then to work with all of these women and surround yourself with a positive community. Like I said, I am home alone all day long with a child and it can be lonely. I live in the middle of nowhere, but I've never felt alone any single day because I always get to connect with other women. So this has been the best thing in my life. And I'm not 15 minutes and I'm not going to take any longer. So I hope that's okay.
All right, so next we're going to have Stephanie speak. And I purposely asked Stephanie to speak because she's one of our newer coaches. And it's probably the biggest insult on the planet, but I refer to my coaches as horses. And we have pasture horses and we have race horses and we have in between beautiful thoroughbreds. But Stephanie is definitely a racehorse. She came out of the gates running. Her passion for helping other women is immense. And that's her driving force for doing that. And because of that, she's been really successful on a business level as well. So I asked her to come on here just to share with you, because you've got Grandma here who's 11 years in, and then Deanna's 4.5 years in. And then we've got Lauren who's 5 years in. 4 years in. Okay. And then Stephanie, who's just 2.5 months in. So to get that perspective as well, I think is great for you guys. So take it away, Stephanie.
Well, thank you. Gosh, if you're grandma, that makes me great grandma because I'm older than all of you. But anyways, hi, everybody. So I have kind of a unique way of getting into Beachbody. Is a couple years ago, I did a video with my daughter with Tony Horton, and it was called Double Time, and it was a way to work out with like your child. And I was aware of I was aware of Beachbody because I tried P90X back in the day when I had my first child and was overweight and miserable and breastfeeding and trying to get my life back together, and did my best, but that was my first introduction. Then fast forward, I ended up doing a fitness video, but I wasn't aware of the coaching aspect. Even though I had seen people online, I just didn't really know too much about it. Then about 2.5 years ago, my dad got very sick, and sorry, I would cry, but he passed away. And after he passed away, I called it my lost year. And I just wasn't taking care of myself. And I just all of a sudden I was like, gosh, I'm just not healthy. I felt old. My knees hurt. I was always in pretty good shape. Even if I wasn't thin, I've always been very active. I was a dancer. I did a lot of physical stuff through my life, but all of a sudden I just felt old and achy. a lot of pain. And I was like, is this it? Like, what's happened? And I looked back and I was like, I knew I had a ton of inflammation. And so sorry guys. So January came and I was like, okay, I am going to just start taking care of myself, and started going back to the gym, just trying to get, and I was like, there's a missing ingredient here. Like I had this idea, this understanding that that the missing ingredient was the hormones. Like at my age, I'm 49 now. So this was 48. I was probably early 48, maybe 47. And I just knew there was this missing component. And I also knew I was done with the dramatic diets and, like the HGC. I mean, you name it, I've done it. So as a blessing, I got cast. They wanted the older woman, the parent, to be in this Morning Meltdown 100. And I got cast, and I auditioned and I got it. And I just want to say, before that, the year before, when I was in the middle of my lost year, I actually went on audition for Transform 20, and I almost died. I literally almost died. I had done a video with Tony Horton, and then here we are. I go in this audition and I'm hyperventilating, you guys. Seriously, I go into the car. I didn't get called back in the room. Basically, they're like, bye-bye. And I call my husband and I'm like, how far I have fallen. Okay, as I'm still breathing heavy like 10 minutes later. So anyways, that's when I got my shit together, and I was like, January. Then I got cast in Morning Meltdown. And I don't know if any of you or how many of you are in it or familiar or actually doing the program, but it was transformative to me. And I started out terrified because I was not only the oldest one, but I couldn't do so much of it. And I'm like, in fact, I thought I was going to be the modifier. Like, I can do this because I modified in the audition. And then they're like, no, we're picking these two other people. And I'm like, what? The 48-year-old isn't modifying? And I'm like, I was in pain. So it ended up being a blessing because it pushed me. And along the shooting, I actually met Melissa. Melissa was there shooting some things. She'd come out of retirement, and I looked at her and I was like, kindred spirit. And without me knowing it, she was going to be the answer to that missing component of what I was missing with health. And that was the intermittent fasting and how to control your hormones and play that game. So I kind of had in the back of my head, like, wow, I'm in a real opportunity here. I'm getting a lot of attention from doing the show. I was posting my journey, on social media, and then people were watching, they were following me. And I thought, okay, I've got an opportunity here. When this launches, I have people asking me for help. I just need to make sure I stop that. Okay. And so I had met Melissa, and I just had it without a conscious thought. I had it in the back of my mind. If I do coach, I'm going to ask her. I want to work with her. I just knew, you want to, the way I work in my life is you want to be with the best, and she's the best. You could just tell. So, long story short, the thought germinated some more. I had made a goal that I was going to be, even with all my fear and pain, and I would come home, and because we were shooting multiple episodes, and I was pushing myself, and I stuck with the diet. Like, I made a decision, and I was like, okay, even though I'm terrified through all this, I want to be the one at the end that they're going to use my photo for the before and after. Like, that was my goal. And like I said, people were watching. So it all happened very organically for me. And then I reached out to Melissa, and I was, following her stories, and I thought, okay, I see she's the same mindset. It's not a selling thing. It was a motivation. I look at this beautiful woman. She's so educated, so much information. And it was the magic bullet for me. And I thought, okay, I can do the same thing and impart that wisdom and motivation to other people. And I think it has not been an effort at all for me, because it really has been my purpose. Is I've got this opportunity, and now I can share it with other people. I'm 49. I have 3 kids. I'm not a spring chicken. I mean, I have I have a lot more than I did, but I mean, I was so late on the game of Instagram, not cool that way, and I was like, I have people my age watching me going, oh, wait a minute. Whoa, God, literally watching my body transform. And then starting to reach out and ask me, and I thought, I just need to take advantage of this opportunity so that I can help. Like that is the number one drive. And I think that I see like a lot of different styles of coaching because I'm in this big, amazing community. And for me, at least in my age group, to show women that, God, you still got it, like you give them the tools and to this goal of like, because I feel like I'm 27. Seriously, going through this process, I remember I always had nice legs, so that was something I always had, nice legs. And then because I've gotten the last couple of years, I was like, God, my legs I just don't have them anymore. So I had this kind of like ideas in my head of, well, I guess I'm in this new phase of life. My legs look the same or better than they did when they were 27, when I was 27 now. Like my body just matches the way I feel right now. And I feel like I genuinely just communicate that to people. And it's part of it, keeping the integrity in. Like I had to lose weight. I had to change my body. I want to put it that way. We only weighed in twice, but I needed to change. I wanted the transformation so that I could show people that it works, and it does work. And so now I'm really trying to impart the wisdom I get from Melissa, my own experience with the exercise. And I thought, God, what a best way to keep my integrity in is to be helping other people. I can't say to them, do this and then not keep it myself. I mean, it was a win-win. I'm an actress, I'm a host, I'm in front of the camera, and being in shape is vital to my income. I mean, it really is. And this is just a win-win. And the big thing, if I can just impart to anybody, whether you're at my age, which is more what, obviously I can relate to, is be the example. You post and you keep that integrity in, and you're doing that, and people watch. I mean, they watch and they make sure to check in, and then give them that, that problem and the solution, and then that's something for them to reach for. And that has been my successful kind of cycle without a selling point at all. I haven't had to. And I feel like that would be kind of against my own integrity if it ever became that way. And it just hasn't been. And I don't see it really ever having to be that way. And so it's just been, the whole experience has been such a blessing for me. It solved a personal problem for myself. I don't have any aches and pains anymore. I don't have knee problems. I just feel vibrant, and I just feel good. And the intermittent fasting is so right on for me. Like that is so right. Used to do the HGC diet, and you would only eat 500 calories, but you wouldn't eat until noon. And that always worked for me. Now I realize the reason why that diet worked is because I was doing basically intermittent fasting. The part that didn't work, it was such extreme low amount of calories. It was not sustainable. I get to eat fat. Like I love good fat. Yes, fat, protein, and vegetables, and occasional wine. And that is like my item. It's my God, it's like my livelihood. And coffee, anyway. So I can't say enough about that. But living the lifestyle and then having the results, it communicates everything. It just communicates everything. So this is just a win-win all the way around. Not only just doing the show, getting my own positive changes in my life, but then having this opportunity to like supplement my income and have a group that's going to keep me motivated. And then the biggest thing is honestly, it's just being able to help. I haven't even sent Melissa all of them, but I get people in my groups that I get just the way that I'm changing their lives, being part of this group is worth everything to me. Everything. I mean, one gal immediately was able to get off her blood pressure medication. Another one, when she had like fused spine and didn't think she's going to do the program. And I was like, no, you're just going to do with 2 modifiers. And she's exercised. She's like one of the most gung ho, and she's like getting her life back. She thought she would never, she works in a prison. So she's like hardcore, right? Every day, the stress, you can imagine that. And she's like probably lost the most weight in inches. It's like that is overall, that supersedes everything. If I can make change, and I get goosebumps just thinking about it, like the opportunity to make changes in people's lives. Like I'm like shadow here. Like I was able to achieve for myself. That's hands and above everything for me. and I don't hear anything. So
No, I'm here. That's
Okay.
perfect. And I was on my phone because I posted your one of your transformation pictures.
oh, nice.
20 miles down 100. And I clearly remember that day getting to meet you. That was so neat. You're such a joy. My last speaker is Dr. Lauren Fitzgerald. She was a practicing anesthesiologist. And if you are in the dance community, that name probably sounds very familiar. I didn't know this, but she's kind of a big deal on YouTube. And it's a standing joke with my team because she had obviously been asked by many people to become a coach because they knew with her audience and her influence and her education and just her passion, she would be very good at this. And so I'm telling her story. Sorry, just sit there and be quiet, Lauren. She was watching a bunch of coaches, and I was honored enough to get the opportunity for her to reach out to me. And we had a conversation, and she decided to become a coach. And my team page blew up when I introduced that Lauren Fitzgerald was a coach. They're like, "Do you have any idea who you just signed up?" And I'm like, "No." So I think that's kind of funny. She was just a good person. And she, of course, has blown me away. She's become one of my best friends. Her and I have traveled the world together in 4 years. We've been literally around the world together, and we share the same brain. And we have such, you guys, all of you, those of you that are already on Team Made, those of you that are considering being a part of the team, we have such big goals, and we want to change the world. I know that sounds like a big goal, but we really think we can, and we really want to pave the way and take all of you with us, and really just completely eradicate obesity and depression and prescription medication and insecurity and all that. And I couldn't have picked just a better partner. I didn't. She picked me. All right. But I couldn't have put myself out there in a better way that she decided that we would be good working partners. And I purposely had her speak last because this woman has got the gift of gab in a good way, and she will close this out very nicely, and hopefully give you the sense that you have found where you belong. So it's up to you, Lauren.
Thank you, Melissa. I love you. And you guys, I'm gonna talk around a few different phrases and words. The first is your vibe attracts your tribe, right? We've all heard it. But there's so much truth to this. And you've been invited into this group by either me or Melissa or Stephanie or whomever. You've been invited by someone because you're probably their tribe, right? And it goes around to the first word that I want to talk about, team. Team, we're Team Beachbody, but we're Team Made, and we're Team Misfits, and we're team, like there's so many different teams, but we're all on one team. And why is that? It's because team is that magic sauce that most people are missing. Okay. So the magic sauce that people are missing is the fact that we humans are meant for community. And because of social media, we have never been so disconnected from people. And so the fact is that we thrive when we are around other people, and especially other like-minded people. But the problem is that there's so much noise out there, right? And there's so many people that are struggling with all these things that put them into places that they hate life, or they're depressed, or they're carrying extra weight, or they're dealing with diseases. And so many of these states of being are reversible. And the fact is that, yes, I'm a medical doctor, but that doesn't mean anything. What I want you to know about me is that I have a passion to empower other people to realize that this is the one life you get. There's no dress rehearsal. And any of you that might be on the medical side, you know how quickly life can be taken. And maybe that's why I've seen so many people's lives taken before they should have gone, that I appreciate the fact that I get to control my life, And if I am not happy with something, I am the only person that can change it. So if that means I'm unhappy with my weight or my job or my relationship or my fill in the blank, whatever it is, the reason why you haven't made change because you've chosen your heart, right? And so there's so many of you that are just living a mediocre life. And I want to get to all of those people in their brain and give them a taste of what life could look like. And yes, well, man, don't we all want to have six-pack abs like Melissa? I mean, hello. But guess what? There are a lot of really unhappy people with six-pack abs. The key to happiness is not six-pack abs or wearing a size whatever I just almost said the F word. Ooh, I'm glad I caught that. The key to happiness is not that. The key to happiness has everything to do with what happens here. And then everything falls into place. Now, I sat down here because I'm in my basement where I have a streaming service where I get to use some of the many tools that God gave me that are my gifts. And I use all of these gifts to help other people realize that, oh my gosh, life can be good. And maybe it's by just starting, to dance with me, or maybe it's starting to give them tools about intermittent fasting, or maybe it's just to tell them a story. Hey, you know what? My ex-husband told me I was fat and I got over it. And I'm here now and I don't let a man decide my worth. Like whatever it is, my stories and my experience are the tools that I use to help reach other people that need help. And there's a lot of people that need help on this planet, y'all. A lot. Now, the other word that I wanted to focus on is purpose. Because I'm 39. So it was actually 4 years ago right now that I was lurking. So I actually haven't been a coach. I celebrate 4 years next month, at the end of next month around Halloween. But I was lurking at this time because there were certain people that I was like, okay, her vibe, totally my tribe. Her vibe, maybe. And it was October 30th, 2015 that I finally reached out to Melissa because she was the one. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this. And I want to have someone mentor me that will help me be successful. But at the end of the day, I knew that even if, no matter who I chose, I'm going to be successful because that's just who I am. Okay. So that being said, purpose. If you can find your purpose, life is easy. You don't feel like you're going to a job. I haven't worked anesthesia since November 2015. And I haven't felt like I worked a job since I left anesthesia. I am in my purpose right now. So most people, I've got, 330,000 subscribers on YouTube. And everyone thought I was making bank from my YouTube channel with Club Fits, but I wasn't making anything because there's music on my videos. And I would have people in the OR ask me all the time, well, if you made money, would you do that? I'm like, yeah, because I realized that I was helping empower other people with the tools that God gave me to help them get healthier and happier, right? I also realized that I had a voice and that people were able to listen to me because they were following my YouTube channel. Now, all of a sudden, I start doing talking videos. So I've been coaching for the longest time before I even knew what Beachbody coaching was, right? But I had all those people in my inbox that I thought that they were trying to sell me, trying to use me, trying to get me to, do the pyramid scheme, whatever. I was closed-minded for a long time. And then when I finally started to do my research on what exactly this coaching thing is, I realized that it aligned with my purpose. Like, I'm going to say that again. It aligned with my purpose. Do you realize what big words those are? My purpose is to help empower people so they can love the life they're living. Now, the tools that I've had I became a coach when I was 35. So the tools from 35 years of living, they happen to include the fact that I'm an MD, but I actually don't use a lot of those tools. I actually use a lot of the tools that I've learned about nutrition and supplementation post medical school and residency. That's a talk that we'll do on another day. I take the tools because I've been teaching group fitness since I was 16 because I'm a dancer. So group fitness kind of just fits in. And I do a hip hop dance fitness class called Club Fits, right? So I use those tools. And now I've got other tools that I can use. So Shakeology, you guys, if you knew how much money I was spending on supplements, fine. And I would read about adaptogens. Most of you are like, adapt to what? I was the same way. I did not learn about adaptogens in medical school, but adaptogens, I'm just going to pick this for an example because I like to say the word ashwagandha because that's one of the adaptogens. But the moment that I learned about what an adaptogen was, it was like, wait, you're telling me that these plants that grow in places that are hard for other plants to grow, they have these properties that help them overcome stress. And when we eat those plants, we get those adaptive stress overcoming properties too. That's cool. So of course I go on Amazon or Thrive Market and I buy them. I was spending so much money on supplements. And then all of a sudden Shakeology comes around. And of course I thought it was just like everything else because I'm big on ingredients. And the people from said company, you can fill in the blank. And I would be nice. I wouldn't be like, oh, but I would look and I would see stuff like sucralose or other artificial ingredients or things that I'm not going to put in my body. And I knew that I couldn't align myself with a company that I didn't believe in their products. So I assumed Shakeology was the same. I'm not going to lie. I really thought that it was going to be the same. So when I started to learn about it, I was like, whoa, okay, this aligns with my purpose because my purpose is helping people become their healthiest and happiest so they can love their life. Because I know a lot of wealthy people, y'all, and they ain't healthy. And I promise you, they are not living life to the fullest. Promise you. So I'm taking these tools, teaching people how to exercise and now eat the way in which we should be eating, not the way that we've been duped into believing that we should be eating for 50 years. And that's a whole nother topic. But now this company comes along and has these extra tools that I could 100% use because my dance fitness isn't for everyone. Not everyone wants to shake their booty. I mean, I think everyone should want to shake their booty, but whatever. But the fact is that there's so many different levels of fitness. And let's just face it, fitness, the exercise program is really only 10 to 15% of it. If you can help someone learn how to change the way they treat their body with changing their food, changing their supplementation, changing the relationship and their thoughts that are associated with their food and the emotional relationships, you will change their life forever. Did you hear me? Do you realize that you, one person, have the ability to change a life forever? And then guess what? A lot of those lives changed their kids' lives and their spouses' lives and their mom's lives. It's an exponential effect. And it's all because I am aligned with my purpose. And I know some of you are like, oh, but I don't want to be salesy. Look, I'm just going to be honest with you. I sell every day. I sell the life that you want to live. And I am very happy about that. I have nothing to hide because there are a lot of really miserable people out there that don't believe that having a life that they love is ever a possibility. They look at someone like me and like, well, she's this because of that. No. Every single person on this planet has the ability to change their life and learn how to love it. And it starts, honestly, as cheesy as it sounds, by learning to love yourself. And that is all a freaking Beachbody coach is. We use the tools that we like from Beachbody. Do I like every single workout program or product? Nope. And I don't pretend like I do. I tell people the programs and products that I like, the ones that I don't, but if I think that someone will benefit from said product that I don't really like, but I think they can, okay, cool. That's a tool that I can use to help them. So I use these tools from Beachbody and the tools from my life all together to help a lot of people. And guess what? I'm going to make more money than I would as an anesthesiologist, because as an anesthesiologist, you're only allowed so many hours in the day, so many hours in the week. And I will tell you this, that while there are no anesthesiologists that have to worry about paying their mortgage or whatever, the way healthcare is, doctors, they still make a lot of money, but they don't make the kind of money that they used to. And the the projection that I'm on, I will be making 7 figures in a business in which I was doing stuff that I was doing for free anyway. And guess what? I'm going to do it because I'm a hard worker and it doesn't feel like work because I have aligned with my purpose. And I've become part of a team that is like-minded because my vibe attracts my tribe. And that being said, you are here for a reason. And whoever invited you here because we see something in you that we think has potential to change your life and other people's lives. And I know some of you, because I hear it every day, man, I've been thinking about it. I'm so glad you asked. I've been wanting to ask. You guys, that gut feeling, I ignored it for like, I don't want to even admit how long. My only regret with Beachbody is that I didn't put my ego aside earlier and open my mind to the opportunity just to hear what it exactly is that I do as a coach. And I know that some of you are here and you're like, well, are you going to tell me everything you do? You guys, when you become a coach, we give you all of that. It's at the end of the day, all you need to know is one, if you don't answer yes to this question, then this is not meant for you. Do you want to help other people while helping yourself stay on a healthy and happy path? If you don't want to help other people, it's the wrong business, okay? Bottom line. And if you have a heart to help people and you're willing to put in the work to help other people become their healthiest and happiest, why the hell not? Why the hell not? And I'm making 6 figures. It took me a little over a year to make an annual income of 6 figures. And I have made more ever since. And I'm going to be making 7 figures. And yes, I just want to reiterate that Melissa said $11 million cumulative over 11 years. You guys, from Beachbody coaching. So all of those people that poo-poo you for saying, oh, you're going to be a Beachbody coach. Let me just wrap this up by telling you a little story. I'd been a coach for about a year. And when you become a coach, you do a lot of personal development, like Melissa said, and you do a lot of personal growth. You are reading constantly. You are becoming a person that you didn't even realize was inside of you. And if I wouldn't have had so much personal development from literally becoming a Beachbody coach, reading these 2 forums probably would have had some major damage on me. I don't even know this day why I was Googling my name, because that's not really something that I ever do. And I don't know if it was something that I heard, but something made me just want to Google my name. So I Googled my name and I found my name in 2 different forums where people were talking shit about me. I can't even make that up. They were like, she's so dumb. She was an anesthesiologist. Oh my gosh. I don't even remember because I have a very powerful thought process and I push negative shit out very fast because it doesn't serve me. But that fear, just imagine if that fear would have held me back. Can you imagine? My life has changed forever. When I said finally yes to coaching, I knew that I liked the way it felt when people came to me and were like, I lost weight and I feel better because of you. I feel sexy because I came across your channel. I am healthier because I come to your class. Like, I already knew that. I had no idea that my whole life was going to change and I was going to become the best version of me. And that's what coaching does to people. And in the process, you help people in their health and fitness journey, and then you help other people like us that want to build a business, and you give them the tools and mentorship so they can go and do the same thing too. And I promise you, the only answer to our healthcare crisis has nothing to do with the presidential election or what will happen with insurance, or it has everything to do with people like us that care, giving people tools so they can take back control of their health and not be reliant on prescription medicine and surgeries and all of that kind of stuff. Because I do believe that a majority of diseases that we suffer from are reversible. That's my medical opinion. So did I touch on everything and did I go over? No, I didn't. Yes. Excellent. I'm so proud of myself.
So that is that wraps it up. So in this live, or not this live, in this thread, there are a couple of videos. I hope that you watched. If not, please take a moment, because a lot of them kind of touch specifically on what we do as coaches, kind of like what a day in the life is. I can guarantee you, all four of us run challenge groups, where we help people on a daily basis reach the goals that they have set for themselves. It's very specific. We get together, like the three of us, Deanna, Lauren, and I get together on leadership calls every week. We do personal development. That's my leadership pack. I have a whole book of nutrition books over here. We're always reading to become better. You're in the information business. You want to help people. You want to educate people. And if they're ready to make a change, you bring them on the journey with you. And that's truly all that it is. It is as simple as it sounds. It's as simple as it sounds, and you would be surprised at the caliber of people that we have, from one end of the spectrum all the way to the other. We have systems, we have trainings, we have community, we go on trips together. You're heavily rewarded for helping yourself and helping other people. You guys attest to the fact that I don't think my mail, every week there's at least one thing in the mail from somebody or something that has to do with coaching. It's mind blowing, the recognition you get, which is such a feel good. I hope you get that at work, but if you don't, it's wonderful to be appreciated for doing hard work. And we've got you. The only thing that we're missing is you. So give it a try. It's really important to us that you understand that in 30 days, we're going to do everything we can to make you feel the love tonight. Lion King, I do have wild cats in my house. It's important to us that you give us 30 days to literally kick the Team Made International tires and let us put you into an accountability group, help you set goals, help get you started on drinking Shakeology or Energize and recover, start a program, see how... Gym rat. I taught in the gym for 16, 17 years and never thought I would be a home workout person, and I will never go back. I love it. So don't be that person that says, I can't. Give it a try. And if not, you can take the workouts on your phone at the gym, but give us a try. Let us immerse you in this community and see how life-changing it is. And just, you'll know within the couple of, 36 hours, 72 hours, but 30 days to just kind of settle in and be like, this is a good fit in my life, and we'll see where you can take it, but give us 30 days. So I want to invite you to reach out to the person that invited you to this and have that conversation with them and say, what does it take, or what are the next steps, or can you answer these questions for you? Because I'm sure they would love to have that conversation with you. And like I said, I humbly say we are the most successful team with Team Beachbody as far as longevity goes. And we're not going anywhere, and we would love to have you a part of the team. So big shout out in here when you do sign up and you decide to be a part of the team. Please come back into this page and type it out and let us know so that we can congratulate you and welcome to the family. And we'll see you on the flip side. Thank you, ladies, for being a part of the live tonight. And we will see you all very soon. Have a good night.
Good night.